This food business venture is capturing the hearts of many Filipinos through a taste of Vietnamese cuisine. It offers savory soups, sandwiches, coffee, rice trays, and more. We have here now the executives of Banh Kitchen, Mon Santos and Gab Sobrepeña. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and thank you.
Oh, Gab
Thank you.
and Mon, spending the holidays, huh?
Yeah.
It must have been a very busy holiday season.
Yeah, it has been a busy holiday season and busy year for us. So,
So tell us, Mon, what got you and your partners into Vietnamese food?
well, at first, we really wanted a food concept that stands out. So there's a lot of burgers, shawarma brands here in the Philippines. And what we tried to look into is that something that stands out and something that is unique and something that hasn't been introduced to the Filipinos yet. So that's why the Banh Mi concept arose.
And Gab, are Filipinos really into the sandwich culture? I mean, we love rice, we love our ulams, but what about bread?
Well, Filipinos already also love bread. We like pandesal, ensaymada. So we felt like we filled in a gap and provided sandwiches also. Those who don't want rice will also get filled with a filling sandwich.
And you have all kinds of sandwiches on your menu. What are they, Mon?
We have the classic ones. So the classic is what you can get in Vietnam. But we also have the creations, what we call the creations. It's a fusion of different Asian cuisines. So we have what you call the Wagyu Tapa, the Carne Bonito, and the like. So we try to introduce traditional Vietnamese flavors, at the same time introduce new flavors that can attract the Filipino market.
I mean, just mentioning all of those sandwiches is really making me hungry this evening. So, do you go to Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi, Da Nang, to taste all kinds of Vietnamese sandwiches and Vietnamese street food? So, your sandwiches here in the Philippines are very close to it.
Yes, we do. We used to go every year. So typical Vietnamese banh mis are full of fresh ingredients in Vietnam. But in the Philippines, we wanted to make it a bit more savory, sweeter.
That's our palate, sweet.
Yes. We also have, recently, we also launched, when we opened up in Cebu, we launched a spicy lechon belly. So we put a lechon belly inside a banh mi with liver pate and our typical sauces. And that did really well, and we launched it nationwide.
And Mon, you launched Banh Kitchen in 2016. You are now in your 7th year, entering your 8th year in the business, and you have more than 100 branches. How do you get to manage all of these branches across the archipelago?
Well, first, it's investing in the right people. So what we try to do is we hire the right people to get on the right bus. So we can, and at the same time, we invested in commissaries. So we have a commissary in Manila, in Cebu, and in Davao. So more than a brand building concept, we are also a commissary business. So we try to provide consistent and standard flavors to all our stores nationwide.
And how many of these stores are company owned out of the more than 100 stores that you have, Gab?
Right now, we have 10 company-owned branches, and the rest are all franchisees.
And how do you keep that consistency? Because I've been to other sandwich restaurants, big ones and small ones, and sometimes they cannot keep the quality across the company-owned and the franchise-owned.
It really is a challenge, but we really invested in our manpower. We've developed an audit team that visits all the branches. We also get feedback from customers as much as possible. We recently just launched a Banh Mi Academy where we do a refresher training for all our QS partners. So every time we get a report of some issues, we invite that branch. We require them to do a retraining and a refresher in our Manila commissary.
Yeah, you have to constantly evolve the business and always retrain and upskill the manpower across all your branches in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. of course, when you're in 7 years, I mean, people also get maybe tired of the different sandwiches or coffees or drinks in your menu. How do you continue to innovate, Mon?
Well, we listen to our customers. So right now we're evolving our menu. So we're launching new products, not just the sandwiches, but launching new drinks as well. So now the trend is, well, in Vietnam, is the egg coffee. So we're launching the egg coffees by next year, along with the cocoa slush and other coffee variants that the Vietnamese and I'm sure the Filipinos would love.
Egg coffee, cocoa slush. I'm sure these two items are still not available in any other coffee shop or restaurant in the country. Gab.
Yes, you can find them in some of the stores, but it's not the highlight. What we did is we developed, we import our own beans, and we develop our own coffee, our egg coffee, and then we play around with different flavors that's also available here locally. So we're also launching an ube egg coffee, a matcha egg coffee. So
Sarap nun, ah.
pinipilahan siya in other countries, and hopefully it will also do the same here.
I also want to find out, I mean, over the past 2 years, Mon, we've seen rising prices, inflation, 7 to 8%, even though we have tariff cuts, which was announced by the government, which will extend until the end of 2024. But prices still remain inflated. How are you trying to keep yourself abreast with all of these rising prices and not passing it on to the consumer?
Consumers. Yeah, what we do is we try to really invest in our R&D. So we try to make our menu work harder for us. So it's really quite a challenge because instead of passing it to the consumers, sometimes we take a hit on our profit margins, but it's making sure that the quality is still the same without really sacrificing the quality, the taste, and the size of the banh mis and the other products that we offer.
It's a 7-year-old company. It looks like you guys are not a day past 25 years old. You look so young, and you have 3 other partners. How do you divide the responsibilities among the 5 partners in the group?
Well, Mon and I are basically the managing partners. We all follow Mon's direction. He handles and closes all the franchisees. He has relationships with everyone. I handle the marketing in the back end side of it. So we have a good working balance. We know how to pass on each other. We also have a law firm that also helps with our legal matters like our franchise contracts. So that's also one of our, that's actually a key for our expansion to have a law firm as our one of our partners.
Ako, Mon pala signs all the franchisee documents. Can you please sign this franchise document
we
right
all
now?
sign.
So what are the big plans, Mon, for Banh Mi Kitchen in 2024? Currently, you have now 102, is that correct?
Yes.
122 branches nationwide.
Yeah, so majority of our branches are located in Luzon. So now the growth strategy is really to expand more in Visayas and Mindanao. So we recently opened our commissary in Davao, and we plan to open more stores there, as well as Visayas, and making sure that our Luzon branches are still very strong for our franchisees.
And you know, over the past maybe 10 years, Mon, Gab, we've seen a lot of Singaporean brands, Thai brands, Chinese brands, Indonesian brands, Malaysian brands opening up here in the Philippines. But the Philippines, with our brands, you will only see sprinkles around the region. Does Banh Mi have any ambition of opening up regionally apart from just Luz Viminda?
Yeah. Well, of course there is. So right now we're really trying to maximize our presence in the Philippines. But if the opportunity is there, why not? So we're looking into expanding outside the region, maybe just in Southeast Asia to begin with. So
What will it really take for a Banh Mi kitchen to expand regionally and compete with these Singaporean, Thai, Chinese, and Indonesian brands that have opened here in the Philippines?
Well, I think for us, we would have to have the right partners. Aside from having a good product, because a lot of food products are really good on their own, but it's having the right people behind it, having the right partners to be able to expand in that region. So I think that's going to be crucial for us if ever we were to expand. Yeah.
And what is the outlook for your business and for the food sector in 2024? You're not only dealing with rising prices,
Yeah.
but also high interest rates,
Yeah.
right? But still, Filipinos are spending.
Yeah, well, Filipinos love to eat. So I think the outlook is very bright, or would I say promising still. So I think it really is a challenge for the costing, for the pricing. But I think food is food. Filipinos love to eat.
Yeah.
And so I see the food industry really booming next year.
And is Banh Mi Kitchen's business sustained from January to December? Is it like a 12-month business?
We'd like to think so. We like to do that. But December, as we know it, people love to celebrate and eat out. So majority of our business really is peaks from January up to November. It plateaus maybe in December.
And what about the online platform? We saw it really accelerate during the pandemic. How is it now in terms of ordering online vis-a-vis going directly to your brick and mortar, to your store, and buying directly from there?
It's still a significant chunk for us, the online business. Since Banh Mi is really a food on the go, so it's really meant for deliveries, for online delivery. So it's still very significant for us.
And apart from the sandwiches, what are the other best sellers of Banh Mi Kitchen? Gab?
The coffees. Our coffees really do well. Our coffees are really strong. Vietnamese coffees are known to be very strong. And Filipinos love something sweet and flavorful. So with our condensed milk and with our egg, our Vietnamese coffees really sell well. Yeah, and our rice plates. So next year we're also launching our rice meals. So watch out for that.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on The Final Word, and all the best and all the success in 2024 for Banh Mi Kitchen. Mon Santos and Gab Sobrepeña.